It's Elite POV, coming live to your area on twitch.tv.
Let's fucking go!
We are your number one place for everything in the world of all elite wrestling. And just remember, when you're with us, you'll always be elite. Yo, it's clear to see when you open up your feed that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. We bring the heat to your screen every week, cause ain't nobody better than Elite POV. So understand every time that we speak that ain't nobody better than Elite POV. Our 3 letters is all you'll ever need, cause ain't nobody better than Elite POV. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Elite POV, where you dance before you save your brother. I am one of your hosts, Phil Cataldo, but you can call me Philium, and we are all a bunch of assholes. And welcome to the show.
Yo, every Jeff Hardy fan now hates us for life.
Oh, dude, everybody. Jeff Hardy dancing. What do you? He debuts. Matt's getting his ass kicked. He turns to the left.
Oh shit, right. Matt's bleeding.
Matt's bleeding. Oh, let me run to the ring.
Choked out.
What a fucking!
He was really thrust in the hips last night.
He was excited, man. You got Tony Khan buys the song Loaded. We got that huge pop, man. He was feeling it. He'd rather have been on the ramp dancing than saving his brother Matt, to be honest.
So listen, that's just proof alone that even he doesn't want to be involved in the AFHO ABC 1 2 3.
We got a quick story about what it's like to be a mark and not have any wrestling fans near you. Because today there was like a line of 10 people when I was doing paperwork, and my full-time employee goes, "Yo, we could really use your help up front." And for some reason in my head, all I thought was like, I'm gonna get like I stood up and started doing this. And he kind of looked at me and I was like, oh yeah. I just looked like I was a fucking moron. But I'm the boss, so he can't.
That man talking, because we haven't even done the intros because we're too busy dancing before we save our brother. That man talking is the king of talk style, retired, defiant,
charismatic or enigma.
Yeah, Anthony Stefano, what is up?
Helicopter cock. Hey, what's going on, guys? I was trying to dance.
No one knows what that means.
Yeah, I was trying to dance before off air, but they could only see the waist down. It was a lot of. So
yeah, only ants went live as soon as we went live. So or right before we went live, and that person who's
it's like no slap, but no inner leg slap. There was no sign that said no inner leg slap.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and the person who's wondering why she ever joined this team to draw, Jackie Rodriguez, what is up?
I know exactly why I joined this team, because the shenanigans are always aplenty. Welcome, everyone. Nice to see so many of you familiar faces in the live chat.
So professional, makes me fucking sick.
Freaking choke on it.
Boo choke professionalism. Boo.
I just went all in, freaking throwing my hands up. My freaking boobs were all over the place.
Whoa. Okay, yeah, professionalism out the window now.
Wow, they're about to say, there goes your professionalism.
Okay, well, I just got shown up.
And only the second time in the show history, she's not wearing a wrestling shirt.
That is.
I think she's lying. It's definitely the first time. There's no
not.
way.
I'll send you the episode where you'll see that I'm not.
How do you know? You keep a towel. You're like, I wore this once.
No, I'll
just got a counter on the wall. We can't see it. It's to the left of her. There's a counter on the wall.
Spoiler alert. My closet looks like Doug Funny. Black shirt, white shirt, black shirt, white shirt, black shirt. What am I wearing today? Black shirt.
She's got a roadmap on the wall. Shows her what she wore.
Oh my God. And that other sassy gentleman on this show, the producer Kyle Masters, what is up?
I'm doing great.
Kyle McSasters.
Kyle McSasters. Some sassy.
Kyle Sasters.
I'm Kyle Sasters.
I'm Kyle Sasters.
Here to talk about some wrestling. Some sassy wrestling.
This show is fucking on one tonight, let me tell you. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get into an episode where we have a ton of stuff to talk about. Of course, if it's your first time listening, welcome. We do the show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/ElitePOV with the replays up afterwards on youtube.com/ElitePOV and anywhere you guys get your podcasts. And if you want to support us on a different level, patreon.com/ElitePOV. We got some great stuff going on there, including the 10-second count that is up for all Patreons for free. It is a great episode. Make sure you go check that one out. And then ElitePOVmerch.com to get our great merchandise. Like you saw on last week's show, Baby Faces Have No Friends. That shirt is up there if you guys
don't buy my shirt.
You don't have a shirt.
You don't have a shirt.
You don't have one.
I have a new shirt coming out, and don't buy it. It's gonna be you, and it's gonna say "Don't buy my shirt" with me flipping you off.
And finally, before we get into the show, so right after we sign off here, we're going to raid Ant's channel, and he is going to be up all night to get lucky. He will be on WWE 2K, finishing him and Kyle's E-Fed characters. So a lot of work.
We just getting started, man.
Yeah, getting started on it, right?
People go.
I sat up all night yesterday creating my character. Come to find out, I can't upload that character, so we got to start from scratch again.
You want to know where we are?
That's the beauty of E-Fetting.
Want to know where we are in this? So you know when like before a marathon, before a run, like a race on a track starts, that they set their feet up and they raise their ass up in the air. That's where we are. Our ass is up in the air. We haven't even started yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our booties are up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Booty rocking everywhere. Yeah.
What a beautiful sight. So yeah, stick around. If you're in the live chat, stick around because we will be rating Ant and we'll be partying over there all night long. But
partying with the podcast brothers.
Enough of that. Let's get into the thing that is on everyone's mind, the thing that's on everyone's tongue, and that is, of course, the return / debut / whatever of Jeffrey Nero Hardy, if you're going by what JR called him. And I just want to talk about that segment because before that music hit, who could give a fuck? But I'm going to start with you, Jackie, because you're the professional one. Because I know after you, it's going to be a bunch of shenanigans. What'd you think of that segment? And then Jeff Hardy's return afterwards.
Oh, every time the AHFO is out there, it's like snore.
Shout out to you remembering the name.
I always get tongue tied on it. That's like the best I've ever been able to say it. So kudos to me, pat myself on the back. You have Matt Hardy out there trying to rally the troops and being like, well, it doesn't matter if you try to vote me out of here. I got my boys in Private Party. They're standing behind me. They're going to they're going to vote for me to stay in. Private Party gives a thumbs up, but behind their back, thumbs down, which thank God, get Private Party away from that man. And chaos ensues, beatdown ensues, and then that music hits. That familiar loaded tune, and Jeff Hardy is.
There you go, Jack. There you go. Give us a dance.
Yep, and
your sleeves kind of look like Jeff Hardy's.
Yeah,
that's why she wore that shirt.
Is that a tribute?
Yes, I totally did that on purpose. But yeah, it was a cool moment. Am I the biggest Hardy Boys fan? I used to really love them as a kid. But that pop was insane for them. So that there were a lot of people in the audience that were really hyped for that. So yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Yeah, I think one of the funny things that I still can't believe is how did WWE not have that song copyrighted? Like, how do you not have the Hardy Boys theme that they've had their entire run in your company?
It's actually not a copyrighted song at all. It was never a copyrighted song by them, because I found out that this song in particular has been in a lot of other things, even back in the late 90s. Like, this song is everywhere.
I used to watch Ink Master.
Sunshine by Len.
Oh my God. The show Ink Master on Spike TV, when it used to be on Spike TV, used to play that song
Rescue
all the time.
Yeah.
You heard on Bar Rescue? Was John Taffer?
No.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
That's exactly what he was doing. It's exactly what he was doing. He's like, this bar, shut it the fuck down. No, but it was like, how those scenes in Bar Rescue where they talk about the bars infrastructure and stuff. The Loaded was playing in the background for whatever reason.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
It's like, we have rats in the oven. It's like, it's like, great.
The rats are doing the dance.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that kind of blows your mind, right? Like, it's like the Hardy Boys always existed here because the music, and that's gonna, I think, be something that's gonna.
pop was
Yeah,
bigger
because
of it.
people understand that. I mean, me and Ant were there at WrestleMania 33 when that music
But
hit.
we were there.
Yeah, and to get that huge pop. So to think that same music is now being played in AEW arenas is kind of mind blowing. But Kyle, what'd you think of all this stuff?
Oh man, of course, it was like in my head the whole time. I'm like, hey, I know what the first thing that's gonna happen as soon as he debuts. Sure enough, you go on Twitter and you see it with like every other 5 messages. There's some Derby who was in love with Jeff Hardy, who probably still had it as their picture up until yesterday, who just like, oh, well, he's never good anyways, and oh, he's probably back on drugs. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with people, man? Why can't you just be happy for someone? This guy, especially if this guy was your favorite wrestler of all time, and now it's like, oh, he's with another company, fuck him. Like, what? He's still the same person.
Yeah, nothing's changed. And if anything, it's cool to see them back together because, I mean, listen, I was never a Hardy Boyz fan. I'm not going to sit up here and pretend to be. I'm not going to ride the Twitter wave like a lot of people are doing because whenever debuts and stuff happen, you know how that goes. But I like them better together than I do apart. We get the great stare down between Jeff and Darby, which is like really all I want, right? We see the comparisons or heard the comparisons so much with Darby and Jeff Hardy. So let me get some action there. And the one thing before I go to Ant, my little nitpick of this whole segment, I mean, there was a lot before his music hit, but why was Isaiah and Mark Quinn holding thumbs down for so goddamn long? It felt like an eternity.
I thought you were going to say that why did Andrade tell him to wash his back?
Oh, yeah, Issa was saying that in the chat, right?
Well, I mean, it's fucking great
advice.
Wash your back.
I think he was talking to the wrestling fans in the front row.
Yeah,
he was
talking like wash your back.
Wash your back, yeah. But Ant, what did you think of everything?
So yeah, I thought that segment couldn't get worse, and then Jeff Hardy showed up.
Wow.
I'm the most hated on this show for a reason because I speak my mind and I don't follow trends, and there's no excitement for me for the Hardy Boyz being here. Sorry, I've seen it 20 years now. I've seen it.
I respect that. I respect.
Sorry.
I respect the opinion.
I'd rather see PMP. I'd rather see Jurassic Express. I'd rather see the Acclaimed. I could go down. The list. The list folds out, has a fucking backside to it, right? Not only
everyone loves the Acclaim.
I know what's going to happen is Matt Hardy's going to try this delete thing again, and God forbid, like it's like me trying to play basketball. I'm fat, I'm out of shape, it won't happen. Stop trying to do it, Matt. It's not going to get over. I don't care. I've never liked Jeff Hardy. I don't switch my stance. Is he entertaining? Yes, but I have Jeff Hardy evolved. I have Darby Allin. I don't need Jeff Hardy anymore because I got Darby Allin.
Well, you're not getting Jeff Hardy. According to Jim Ross, we're getting Jeffrey Nero Hardy.
It's a different.
Imagine some bullshit.
They are.
No, but imagine some bullshit thing comes out where like WWE owns Jeff Hardy and he has to be Jeffrey Nero Hardy.
So it's like this. So I'm gonna put it in basketball terms. It's a big night in Philadelphia. Ben Simmons steps back into arena. Fuck Ben Simmons. But I'm gonna put it in basketball terms. I love Allen Iverson. Right? Allen Iverson's one of the all-time greats. Do I want to see Allen Iverson now when he's 52 years old on the Sixers, or do I want to watch Tyrese Maxey when he's 21? I want to watch Tyrese Maxey. So it's like Jeff Hardy, you've done it for so long. The Hardy Boyz have done it for so long. I'm done seeing it because it's been the same shtick. Like even when they tried to switch it in Impact, it was cool. They brought it to WWE. It sucked. Like I didn't like it. Then, Matt Hardy, not his fault, brings Broken to AEW when COVID hits. It sucked. Then he's owning all these other tag teams, all these mid-card levels, and it don't care. And now Jeff's back, and he dances on the ramp, and that was about the only fun I had during that segment.
I will admit the Damascus thing probably would have hit a little bit different if there was a crowd. It kind of sucked that there was no crowd with that because at the time, it was still hot. Like, people were yelling.
I saw it in Impact. I saw it in WWE. I don't need to see it
People on
again.
Twitter were going nuts and were waiting for Damascus. And when he showed up, people were going nuts on Twitter. But
this is my thing. I'm not going to sit there and bitch about WWE bringing in all these old timers and then pop for Jeff Hardy coming out. If I'm going to have an opinion, I'm going to have that opinion.
There's a difference though, because
they
bring in the old people to go for world titles right away. AEW doesn't do that.
The Hardy Boyz will win tag teams.
No,
titles.
They won't.
Guaranteed. So in Ant's defense, they will because the Hardys have won everywhere else. Mm-hmm. It's just when are they going to do it? I mean, I hope that we get a good 6 months to a year before those guys win the titles. Because I think, like Ant said, I want to see PMP, the Acclaimed, all these other teams who had such a great 2021. And we'll get into what the future may hold for PMP after this segment. But
can we just pivot and say, and I'm done on this topic. I'm glad to see Jeff Hardy happy and healthy.
Yes.
So that's the one thing. Like, I don't hate Jeff Hardy. I'm not a fan of that anymore. I was a fan at WrestleMania, 17? Okay, it's WrestleMania 36 or 37 now. It's been 20 years. Time has went on. I just don't need to watch Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy anymore. But that's no disrespect.
For me, I think the cool thing is, for people like Isaiah Cassidy, who now that picture is all over the internet of him as a little kid meeting Jeff Hardy. I think, in Jersey, just saying it in chat, it's nostalgia. And I think if they use it as a nostalgia act, we get a little here, we get a little there, maybe some Rampage matches, maybe some Dynamite matches.
Use it like Sting. Use it how you use Sting.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know if we should be arguing that, because we know they're going to. Tony Khan's not going to push him into the title shot next week or 2 weeks from now. They're going to be using nostalgia. They already have a shit ton of indie tours booked in like a week or two, and then they're going to be gone for either going to come for Dynamite and Rampage for here and there appearances, but they have a crap ton of appearances already booked now for this Go tour. So
and there's no way they're winning the final tour. That's all. I don't think this is going to be a long run for them in the company. I think we get one really good solid year. And listen, I want to see Hardys versus Bucks. Right, I want to see Hardys versus FTR again. I don't know if that ever happened in WWE, but I want to see it. Right, I want to see Hardys versus Private Party. It's the first time I've actually cared about Private Party since they fought the Bucks, on the debut episode of Dynamite or whatever.
But where does this leave Andrade? Right now, Andrade just takes over this fucking stable that doesn't make any sense at all. Like,
I think he starts firing both of them. I think he gets rid of the Butcher and the Blade, and he gets rid of.
He just needs to fucking go on his own then.
Yeah.
What was the point of this?
I don't think he continues this HFO thing, because that was a Hardy thing. That was a big money Matt thing. I think he eventually goes off.
I hate it for Andrade too, because it's like the dude had put on 2 matches last weekend, and both of them were fucking unbelievable, right? Yep. And now what are we doing? Andrade will be washing his back. That's what he'll be doing.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But from one thing to another, we got the way Dynamite opened this week, we had Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho cut a promo. The whole stuff about, like Ant said on the review show, I just want to shake his hand. Can I just shake his hand?
Want to shake his hand.
So that leads to Jericho shaking his hand, but then attacking him. We see a bunch of people run to the ring, 2.0, Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager, and they form what is it, Jackie? I don't want to mess this up.
The Chris Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't know what the freak is.
Jericho.
Yeah, it's just Jericho. Jericho Appreciation Society.
I'm going to contest that.
Which might be the worst name I've ever heard for a faction. Like, I thought they were joking, and Chris Jericho was going to,
I'm angry at this. I'm actually very angry at this, because they literally missed the biggest opportunity in the world to call it Inner Circle 2.0, because who the hell joined this group 2.0? Why didn't you call it Inner Circle 2.0? That would just make the whole biggest sense in the world.
The funniest thing is when we were watching together, and Jake Hager's like, what am I going to do? And we're like, we all know what you're going to do, because you don't fucking...
What am I going to do? Am I going to attack Chris?
Yeah, you can't take a step without sniffing Jericho's ass. So come on, bro. We know what you're doing. You're not even.
And then,
in
of course,
company.
we see, PMP come out and they catch the beat down from everybody, which, sucks in the moment, right? But it makes us so happy, because it means that PNP is finally away from Inner Circle. And listen, Inner Circle had their run. They had some incredible moments, right? Double or Nothing last year. They were the main event. They stole the show, all this stuff. And they've had a beautiful run. But it's time that PNP gets serious in this tag division. And I think, it won't happen right away, because obviously they're going into this gang warfare feud, as Sean Ross Sapp would say. And after this, hopefully they get pushed to the title. So, Ant, are you excited about this? Or are you excited to get a JAS shirt?
I am a proud member of JAS, because I do think I am a Jericho apologist and a Jericho appreciator. So I think I love it. I don't like that Hager's in the group. I feel like Hager shouldn't be in the company, because they don't do anything with him anyway. So you have Wardlow. Why do you need another big guy? But besides that, I love that 2.0 is getting to shine with Jericho. Like, that's the coolest thing to me. And I wish my camera wasn't blurry as balls right now.
I'm fixing it. Don't worry.
That's the thing with me is like, this is what I like about Jericho, right? And this is where people can say they don't like Jericho, but this is where I like Jericho. Jericho took a guy like Sammy Guevara that nobody knew, and then in the inner circle, now Sammy's one of the pillars. He's one of the top talents, right? Now he's taken 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, and all eyes are going to be on them because Jericho is in every single show. He's paid a lot of money to be at every show, and now he puts eyes on younger talent. He put Eddie Kingston over in a big way. Now we get Eddie and PMP together. Makes sense. Like, everything's falling into place. So I am very excited for this. I think it's going to be great. Give me Jericho and 2.0 versus PMP and Eddie in like a street fight match. I guarantee it's fucking insane.
Yeah, what'd you think, Jackie?
Whole segment overall was great. They started it off with Jericho being that guy who's just like, listen, I've been up for days and I've been thinking about this, and that wasn't like me, and I should have shook your hand and all this stuff. But also, can we just applaud Eddie Kingston for shutting that dude up in the crowd who was trying to get the what chant going? It's one of the worst wrestling chants ever, and I'm I hate that it transitions over to situations like this.
Stone Cold must really fucking hate that he came up with that.
Yeah,
he must have some regrets. But Eddie has his moment again where he gets very real, and he's talking about how he didn't think he was actually going to show up to this match. He was having his doubts, and reveals that he met a handful of people at the Fan Fest that told him that the Players Tribune article that he did was, very inspiring, and that they're still alive because he inspired them to keep persevering. And it's those little nuances about Eddie Kingston's, I don't want to say character because I feel like that's just him. That's very real. But yeah, get everybody behind Eddie, and finally get PMP away from Jericho. 2.0 gets the rub. 2.0 is somebody that's grown on me over time because in the beginning I felt like they were a little obnoxious at first, but then it's over time I'm like, no, these guys are funny as hell. So I think that this is a good situation for everybody to be in. But I agree, Hager didn't need to be in the equation. I find Hager to be the least entertaining person in all the freaking AEW roster and
in all of the world.
Jack Swagger. Dry stale bread.
Yo, no respect for my dude Hager, man.
Oh, your boy Hager. Your boy Hager. If he really is your boy, I hope he's not.
He's not.
That power bomb that he did on Eddie through the table. Ooh. That was gnarly. It looked like he barely had him secured and just dropped his ass.
Gnarly.
Yes.
Yeah,
gnarly.
dude, it was tubular, bro.
Look, Jeff Hardy fucking debuts, and we're all
here. We go. Yeah.
We're all talking like Matt Riddle. What's going on, bro?
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, gnarly to me is not
gnarly
cool.
power
Gnarly is
gnarly, bro.
Bad.
He got pitted. It was tubular.
But,
so fucking pitted, bro.
But in any case, yes, it was a cool way to kick off the show.
He shredded the gnar.
Now the real question, and the real person that's got to answer the question in this panel right now is, so now there's a stable with 3 Canadian wrestlers in it. Does that mean that Kyle, by law, has to be a JAS member?
Absolutely not. No, I fucking hate the goddamn name. As soon
If the name was different, if the name was different, what do you think?
If they were Inner Circle 2.0, probably. I'm gonna say it right now. I'd be a big fan. Big fan. I cannot get on board with the Jericho Appreciation Society. That it's got to be the worst faction name I've ever heard in my. It sounds like a segment for next week's Dynamite. It doesn't sound like a team name.
I love that.
Oh wait, you just reminded me something. Hold on. You just made something pop into my head. As a AEW fan base, can we have a moment to stand up and cheer? There will be no more Inner Circle Reunite segments.
Oh,
yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We survived it. 3 years of constant will they, won't they? Are they back together? Town Hall, Inner Circle Reunite.
Inner Circle reunites.
Oh my God. They never at one point broke up.
You never broke up. What do you mean you're reuniting?
But they've had 4 reuniting segments. But go ahead, Kyle.
I was about it. the whole segment was great. Promo was fantastic, like I said, or like Jackie said. You know, him shutting up the what chant. Big pop ski for that. But yeah, Eddie Kingston, man, he really got really personal with that promo, and I was a big fan of all of it. Again, when it got to that faction name, almost killed like the entire segment.
The logo's cool though.
The logo is fantastic, but JAS even aesthetically doesn't look good either.
Jas.
Yeah, I see Jas. Every time I see it, I'm like Jas. Like every time. It doesn't matter what you couldn't put any kind of font. I'm gonna read it the same.
They could have been called Elite 2.0.
Or just Inner Circle 2.0. Just say
the Undisputed Elite.
No.
That's what they could have been called, right, Kyle?
Oh,
That's safe for my other boys.
Imagine, Kyle, how mad would you have been if Jericho was like, hey, my new group, the Undisputed.
Oh.
Kyle would have broke his computer.
Kyle would have moved out of the country just to get away from
such
shenanigans. Oh my God.
No. Inner Circle 2.0.
Oh my God. So Chris in the chat, the inner circle.
the inner circle.
That's what they should have gone with.
Oh my God.
We got the death triangle,
Jericho
the inner
Society.
circle.
No, it should be called Taste the Circle.
Taste the circle.
You want to taste
circle
of the circle?
Oh my God. This is what we're missing.
Tony Khan, just hire us, man. We got you, man. Don't let Jericho name your factions.
Yeah, my God, dude.
It should be like really good wrestlers featuring Jack Hager. That should be what the name should be.
Really good wrestlers featuring Jake Hager.
Jake, Jack, Swagger, Jake Hager. Same guy. Same boring guy.
Dude, it's
go somewhere with Zeb
if anything we can look forward to is making fun of the name every single week. That's gonna be
the RGWFJH. The really good wrestlers featuring Jake Hager.
Yes. That's perfect. Really put that on a shirt. They put that stupid "get the fuck out of here" whatever logo on a shirt.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Bye, Mama POV.
Bye, Mama POV. Bye.
Yeah, bye, Mama POV. We miss you.
Bye, Mama Cookie.
Well, I was gonna say you're about to say like, yo, bye. Like, oh shit, okay, bro.
No. I realized what was going on. I was still thinking of the Jericho Association Hardy Foundation Society.
Jericho Appreciation Society sounds like a
segment next week. Like, we're going to have the Jericho Appreciation Society next week on Dynamite.
No, it sounds like a bunch of 50-year-old ladies sitting around in like the homeowners association. We should be called the Jericho.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's like a really bad book club. Yes, exactly.
Hi, I'm your leader. My name is Janet.
Hi, today on page 6, we're going to learn about this.
I'm the Lionheart Janet.
Hi, I'm the Lionheart Janet. If you guys don't like this, I will put you down on the list.
Yeah. All right,
all right, guys.
Let's all break the walls down.
Yeah, let's break the walls down here, guys. All right.
Did Janet Jericho just become a character on our show?
All right, here, try this juice. Drink
She's
it in,
the
man.
backstage
Drink it in.
Jesus, but from
now
that
it's a cult. Now it's a cult. They're drinking it in. It's juice.
Yeah, exactly. So now the first match that I want to talk about from last night was the main event of the night because a lot of very interesting, cool things happened during that match, and that is Sammy Guevara, working or shooting.
Tattoo? Is it real? I don't know. Is it work or shoot?
Ty coming out. Is this a work girlfriend or shoot girlfriend? What's going on here?
Ant, that was really good. That popped versus Scorpio Sky for the TNT Championship. And it had a very interesting ending to the match, which I definitely want to get your guys' take on because I am super excited about. So, Jackie, what did you think of this? And what did you think of Scorpio Sky finally capturing a singles championship in AEW?
Man, I'm so happy for Scorpio Sky. I was one of the people that when they first were building him up to that feud with Cody to like go for the TNT championship and he didn't get it, I was punching walls, not literally, but it just baffled me because he seemed so primed and ready for it. He's such a talented person, whether it be tag team or singles. So I'm like really, really glad that he gets this moment finally. The match was intense. There were some spots where I was having minor heart attacks. Sammy eating that table. Oh my God. There was a moment where we all kind of that's true too. Like there was a moment where we all had that collective like, oh shit, is he like really, really hurt? He's not getting up. The doctors and the trainers are going over there. Ty Conti's coming out. They really built it to feel big and important. Obviously, there's the whole Paige Van Zandt element to it. So, long story short, I'm really glad to see Scorpio take the title. I'm hoping that with this reign, they'll let him talk for himself and make Dan Lambert a little bit more of a minor involvement in this, because you know that he is not my favorite person by a long shot. But you want the long list or the short list? You want to talk about lists? We could go on.
No.
But no, overall, congratulations to Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at what people are saying in the chat. So yeah, that 630 through the table, through the floor, was absolute insanity. I mean, to build off what Jackie said, one thing that I didn't like about that match last night was I don't like that the whole injury angle part of the match went on so long, to the point where we were like, oh no, maybe he's actually hurt, because this is eating up a ton of television time. It was in the picture-in-picture, like it kind of kept going on. But then, like, you know, once you get past the spot of him being like, no, I'm gonna fight through the pain, it was like, oh, he's fine. Like, he's doing flips, he's doing all this crazy shit, even though like he basically almost broke a rib doing that crazy spot. And then we get the moment afterwards with Paige and Ty, which, you know, to me was just, I mean, it's like a dream come true. Like, I'm a big Paige Van Zandt fan, and everyone knows me and Kyle, TCBs over here. We love Ty Conti. And I think it's really cool that it shows that in this company, and we've said this for the whole time we've done this show, it's not all about titles. The titles are extremely important, and it's extremely difficult to win a championship. That's why it's such a big deal that Scorpio won the TNT title. But in the company, you could be in big segments and not be in the title. So Ty Conti has had 2 chances at women's title, against Britt at Full Gear and against Jade at Revolution. So you think, oh, maybe she's going to go to the back of the line, we won't see her. No, she's now in this Paige Van Zandt spot, which is pretty cool, because before Cody and Brandy left, it was going to be Brandy in this spot.
Thank God, what an upgrade.
Right, yeah, what a huge upgrade.
It's like, you want steak from Applebee's or steak from fucking Bobby Filet? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I think that's pretty cool that
Filet.
It shows you how much faith that Tony Khan has in Ty Conti. Because, of course, Paige Van Zandt, a UFC fighter, an MMA fighter, a bare-knuckle brawler, but not a pro wrestler. So Ty is going to have to be the person leading this match. So that shows that he has incredible faith in her. And I just can't wait to see it. And the one thing before I kick it to Aunt Kyle is, if I ever sign to AEW, that's how I want to sign my contract. Okay?
Hell yeah.
That's how I want to sign my contract. But Aunt, what did you think of the whole segment? Scorpio winning in the aftermath afterwards.
Scorpio is great, right? Scorpio is awesome, and I it's well deserved. I love Scorpio Sky. I think he's one of the top talents on the roster, and you know, now it gives them direction. For a while, him and Ethan Page were just kind of in limbo, and it was like, oh, you have an annoying manager, what are you going to get out of it? Well, now he gets the TNT title, but you gotta think for a minute that maybe he's going to lose that title in 1 week's time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the war dog's coming for him. Why is my camera doing this? I hate it. I hate technology. But I do think that Scorpio Sky deserved it. I am scared that maybe he'll lose at the Wardlow, but if not, I would love to see the matchups you can get, because now you can have more baby faces going for this championship, which will be fun. As far as Paige Van Zandt, you know, I'm a Paige Van Zandt fan too. I think Ty is going to be the perfect person for her to step in the ring with, because of the Muay Thai background that Ty has as well. I think it could be more of like a grappling kind of UFC kind of fight, like a more of an MMA kind of fight than a wrestling match. Yeah. And I think that'll be right up her alley and really showcase her strengths. And I know Cupid Girl is saying that it's like another Ronda Rousey, but what's funny is I'm not a WWE fan at all, but Ronda Rousey didn't put on her bad match when she first came into WWE. Like, her first match at WrestleMania was great. Her match with Nikki Bella was great. Her matches with
Sasha, with Charlotte,
it drew in the MMA
That's
fan.
a terrible comparison, because Ronda Rousey, you know, they said that a lot of people in the industry were like, she's like a female Kurt Angle. She picked it up so fast. So that's not a fair comparison. I understand people may hate Paige Van Zandt for having an OnlyFans, or for, you know, not being that really that successful in the UFC, and that's why she went to bare knuckle brawling, and she wasn't really successful. But it's like she's wanted to. She's shown interest in pro wrestling for years. She's done a ton of interviews saying that she wanted to do this, and I think it's kind of cool. It shows that AEW is getting to the point where celebrities and pro fighters and pro athletes want to work with them, which is a huge deal. And having someone like Paige Van Sant, who was on Dancing with the Stars, who has this huge social media backing and following, and is a name that people know in the MMA scene, whether you like her or not. The fact that she wants to come here, because she could have gone to WWE, but she wants to come here, which I think is the thing we need to understand. And with her MMA background and a wrestling background, training at American Top Team, who's known for their wrestling, I think it's going to be a smooth transition. She's already a character. She's got tons of personality. Give it time, right? Give it time.
For sure.
But Kyle, go ahead. Before I cut a fucking promo on Cupid Girl, you're not going to be over here talking about my girl, Paige Van Zandt.
So I'm going to touch base on Paige Van Zandt first and go into the Scorpio thing. The Paige Van Zandt signing is extremely smart for AEW. One, she is an MMA star, right? So you're gonna drive in that MMA crowd the same way Ronda did with WWE. She drove in that MMA crowd to come watch her in WWE and to get more of a fan base. This is one of the tactics in signing a Paige Van Zandt. And obviously she's another girl that wants to, try out professional wrestling. She's probably been a really big fan watching, and now she's actually a contracted wrestler. Yes, Tay is going to carry most of the match, but I feel like they're not going to have this match right away. They're going to obviously have Paige hit the gym right away, start training, get into that pro wrestling mentality and the pro wrestling ways of having a match. But then you're also going to get the judo side of both of them, Ty with her big judo karate background, and also Paige Van Zandt coming from MMA. So you're going to have a very, very submission-based match, I feel, when you get these two in the ring, which I'm really excited for. Now transitioning over to Scorpio Sky, big overdue win for him. People have been dying for him to win that TNT championship ever since he won the Face of Revolution match last year. Like, I remember people going crazy, going, oh my God, we're finally going to get Scorpio Sky in a well-deserved singles run with the title. Now I think we're going to get that. I don't think Wardlow's going to be the one to take it off him, because I think the story there is MJF is going to screw him like Wardlow did to MJF, screwing him at the pay-per-view, and that story will continue, and I think Scorpio Sky will carry that belt, and hopefully it will. I want it to go a little bit past Double or Nothing, but I wouldn't be as upset if he does lose it to someone at Double or Nothing that, truly probably deserves it, or, it just lines up properly. But I think we're going to get a longer run than people think with Scorpio Sky, and, I'm so happy for him, man. I think we can do a lot with him. I don't know about you guys. Do we keep the Man of the Year together, or do we have a Scorpio Sky saying, I got my title, I don't need you guys anymore, type of heel?
Mind seeing him split from them, honestly.
It's possible, right? We could see that happens. I think the one thing that I think a lot of podcasts are going to shy away from because of how toxic this opinion could be, but I think that having Scorpio Sky be the first Black male wrestler in AEW to win a championship, kind of mixed with Jade being the first Black female to win a championship, and Scorpio was also the first Black champion in AEW, period, because SCU were tag champs. With the signing of Swerve, the signing of Keith Lee, you're bringing in Tony Khan is addressing the concerns that people had after the whole Swole thing happened, and I think this is something to be praised, right? Everybody kind of ripped into Tony Khan with diversity issues, and he addressed it. He talked about it, and we're a few months out from that now, and we see that the changes are coming, that these are things that he's thinking about, and I think it's stuff that's got to be praised, right? If we're going to praise WWE for having all the Black champions that they did at the end of the year, I think it's right to praise AEW when they start to go in a better direction as it comes to Black talent on their roster, because this is a big deal that Scorpio Sky is the first male Black wrestler to hold a title in this company. So I don't know. I think it's really cool. And I personally don't want to see his title run be short. I think that next week MJF is, and we didn't see him tonight, so I think that MJF is going to somehow cost Wardlow his match. And I don't think Scorpio is going to lose. I think honestly, we're going to down the line maybe get Men of the Year to break up and get a Scorpio versus Ethan Page feud, whether Ethan is the baby face in that or the heel. I mean, that is going to be seen, but I don't know. I'm just excited for Scorpio Sky to finally have his moment.
Not only that, how that much of a big deal right now, because the ultimate criticism when people have is when an ex-WWE person wins a championship in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, currently at this time, every champion is a AEW homegrown talent.
Mm-hmm.
You love to see it.
And I know people would be like, well, Luchasaurus was signed to a developmental deal.
When I say homegrown, I mean like they first started here with the company. Like this was their first major company.
Yeah. And Wardlow never debuted on the main roster.
Hangman, it depends what you saw Ring of Honor as in the past.
No, but so Hangman is like born and bred AEW.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was in Ring of Honor. He did some New Japan
He was
stuff.
like a job Hangman. He wasn't a world champion.
No, like he didn't really do that much. I mean, he had some incredible matches in Ring of Honor. Let's not downplay that. But like, he wasn't the world champion. You know, he wasn't a main event contender. So I think it's really cool that yet again, no matter how much they bring, right? I did the stat, right? We talked about during the review show. 12 out of the 17 people who won a Revolution were AEW originals or newer. They're not considered WWE, ex-WWE talent. So,
which is such a dumb argument. Cool. It's literally the dumbest argument on social media. And then, oh, look, AEW's a WWE graveyard. Or, oh, look, they're signing ex-WWE people. Wouldn't you?
Please.
Wouldn't you? If they're talented and they come from WWE, you're telling me you wouldn't sign them because they came from the WWE? That's stupid. That just shows that you actually hate the WWE because you don't want them to succeed past it.
That just shows that when you're in the ring getting your ass beat, I'm going to fucking dance before I come save you.
I'm going
to fucking ban it.
I'm going to do it longer than Jeff did.
I'm
going to sell the shit out of it.
I'm
going to go back through the tunnel and then do it again.
Exactly. I'm going to go through both tunnels. I'm just in a circle.
Just to let you know, everybody on WWE 2K who's in our eFed, you're coming out to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
He's in the game. Everyone.
We can't have advanced entrances. Everyone's just going to come out.
We are the Jeff Hardy Wrestling Federation now.
Yeah, exactly. We're the Jeff Hardy Appreciation
Wrestling. We're the JAS. We're the Jeff Appreciation Society.
Yeah. Oh, man. But so now another segment that got a lot of people talking, especially in our group, is we see a backstage promo with FTR talking about what their future will hold, right? And we get them firing Tully Blanchard. Now, just like you guys, I can't think of any. No, I'm not trying to get beat up. I can't think of anybody.
Swerve, everyone. Swerve.
Anybody who
do it.
Here we go. Wait for it.
Right. Anybody who would want to hear from Jackie more than Ant. That's why I'm going to Ant. Ant, what did you think of this segment? And are you excited to see the future of FTR?
Yes, because Bret Hart's going to be their manager.
You really think so?
I think so. I think that tweet was for sure planted there. And
so I think it's either going to be Bret or it's going to be I'm Arn Anderson, since Arn can't do anything else because Arn Anderson is like a dad to them, he said. So
yeah,
maybe and I feel like it was a face turn for FTR. Is the Pinnacle now broken up?
Oh yeah,
like because
pretty much
Willow's out, or so maybe that's a face turn for them. Jackie, what do you think? And picture in picture.
Yo, you're
of all
so
segments
rude.
to not put a picture in picture. Jackie, the real question I have here is: have you submitted your resume to be the full-time FTR manager? Because if not, what are you doing?
I formally put out a tweet and I just said, look, if you're looking for a manager and you're in the market for one, I'm throwing my name in the hat. I should be near the front of the line at this point. No, it was a really unexpected segment. There was a little bit of a hint of a babyface turn, like Dax saying, no, this isn't about titles. This is about, kind of like bringing honor to my family and setting a good example for my daughter. And Tully getting all heated. It's like, no, it's about winning these titles. And, when I joined up with you, you guys were AEW champions and now we got to get you back there. And it's like this conflict of interest going on. And when Cash was like, no, you're right. We're right. It is about family and you're not it. You're fired. And I'm just like, oh shit. They got rid of Tully Blanchard.
What a moment.
It was a moment. And Dax put out a tweet today with a quote, we don't wear white hats. We're not nice guys. And I can tell you this, heads are going to roll, which is from an Arn Anderson promo with the Horsemen.
You said it wrong.
What did I say wrong? I'm reading verbatim.
Boo. And for that, we're going to go to picture in picture right here on Elite POV.
There's only one way our group says his name.
On Arn Anderson.
I'm Arn Anderson.
Arn Anderson. Yeah, Jackie. So the quote was right. The Arn
They,
Anderson.
All right,
they
we're
just
back.
throw me up. I'm like reading it word for word.
See, but this
Anderson.
is why Jackie's on the show, because to me, I'm just like, yeah, it was a good promo. Kudos to Dax. That was awesome.
Yeah,
And
she,
she's
like,
like,
thanked
well, Jackie wrestling fanned me. Well, actually, if you noticed, it was sent from a Horseman promo in 1942 on NWA television.
That's
in the
actually
15-minute segment. So if you were a real wrestling fan, Phil, you would understand that. That's why Jackie is the leader, the president, the owner, and founder of the FTRAS, the FTR Appreciation Society.
Wow, that you went a long way.
Are we gonna have
I
to make
like
we're making an elite POV appreciation society show?
100%.
Yes.
100%. But Kyle, what do you think about this? Are you excited? And are you upset that now that Tully's fired?
Oh, you're a fan. What's their blood type? Nate just taught me so much.
I'm not even gonna say the joke. I was gonna say that joke was funnier. Kyle, what do you think about this?
So Bret Hart would be cool. I saw someone mention in the chat that maybe he doesn't want to travel anymore, and that's fine if that's not the case. But how cool would it be if Bret Hart was their manager? Like that would be so cool. Like
How jealous would CM Punk be if Bret Hart was their manager?
Yeah, but like, oh man, because we know how much of a big fans they are of him, and we know that if they call Bret Hart and be like, hey Bret, like you want to come be our manager and show how we use you properly instead of how WWE used you, and he'd be like, yo, you had me at hey.
You had me at fuck WWE.
Yeah,
hey, Brett,
listen.
fuck WWE. He's like, I'm there. Where do you want me to sign? I'm in there.
Oh man, listen. CM Punk may be a big Bret Hart fan, but he did not clock somebody at the Hall of Fame ceremony and knock their ass out for Bret Hart. So
Oh, what a moment!
I think
Has
FTR
Bret Hart
is-
ever pulled a Glock out and put his brains
I was
on
gonna
the
say, but
concrete?
for real, it's gonna be Arn because if Cody's truly gone in with rumors now him appearing on Raw next week for WWE, Arn needs something to do. Why not? Right? I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I'm down for it.
Only if he
I'm
pulls
here
out the
for it.
Glock.
Yeah, he's got both. They got to be.
But the question is, if they're going to bring in Arn, why fire Tully? They could have just had both of them, right? Because
there was some speculation that people were throwing out there that what if Tully Blanchard says, "Okay, well, fuck you guys, and I'm going to go grab them boys
And
the
Tessa.
Briscoe brothers and bring them in."
Ew.
Yeah. So who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Wait, can Arn have a match? Like, can he wrestle anymore? Or is he done?
No. Have you seen he fell off a fucking stage and a ring apron all in the matter of 2 weeks? Come on, bro.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm just saying maybe we get FTR versus Arn and Tully.
But can you imagine? All right, yeah, what?
Why? Why, dude? Do you see how
crazier things have happened?
Do you watch how Tully walks to the ring?
Tully had a match here. Don't come
Yes,
to me.
he did.
He had a match in AEW.
Barely
right?
had a match.
So Phil and I like Tessa, right? It's no secret. That's Phil's favorite wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
We love Tessa, right? But like when FTR's like, it's about family. I'm like, he disowned his child. Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Leave the guy alone. He disowned his daughter. Damn it.
Yeah. So Issa,
I want to talk about family.
Society.
That's a touchy subject.
That's Ant's favorite group, Arn's Glock Appreciation Society.
Yep.
That's FTR's gonna become.
Every time we play Fortnite and we pick up the pistol, we all have to say, "Oh, I'm Arn Anderson. I'm Arn Anderson."
Every time.
Like, all right, cool. Ant's got the Glock.
Like we could be talking about something completely else. You'll just hear someone go, "I'm Arn Anderson," and then no one acknowledges. It's just we have to say it.
You have to say it.
Every time we pick up a Glock.
Yeah,
it's the rule.
It's just the way things go. Now from that to another great match that finished with a great segment, which I think was really cool with this week's Dynamite. Of course, after a pay-per-view, it is known that in AEW, they kind of reset the board. They kind of put stuff in different directions, and because I mean, Double or Nothing is a few months away, so they kind of start the long-term storytelling to Double or Nothing. And at this match was no exception. So we had Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus JD Drake and Anthony Henry, who are called the Workhorsemen, which is a dope-ass fucking name for a tag team. The match was great. The match was a lot of fun, but I think the thing that everyone's talking about is after the match, William Regal cut this very emotional promo, this very great promo. Now, I took a screenshot of Regal's tweet that I want to read out because I think this is very important and it shows his professionalism, his class, and his just veteran status in locker room. So, of course, William Regal, an absolute legend in the business, but he is very new to AEW. So when I was watching this segment, I was thinking, damn, that shit's going on really long. So William Regal tweeted this today. This is a professional note for me as I have no other form of SM and would rather my new colleagues see this as I don't like to gossip. I'm very sorry to everyone I affected by my time issues last night. I apologize to everyone personally affected. I should be showing people by example and being a pro and hitting my times, which is incredible. Right. First off, it's incredible is that someone his age knows how to use social media properly. And
he called social media
shit.
SM, and I was looking like, what the fuck is SM? And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
social
I didn't
media.
know what SM was until you just said it. So that's why I just read it like that. But
Yeah,
I think it shows the class of William Regal. It shows the positive effect that he's already going to have in this company. So I'm very excited about that. But Kyle, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of the match and the segment to follow with Regal?
Oh man, I'm gonna start with Regal, man. I didn't even think that was. I think I got kind of lost in that promo. I didn't think at the end of the promo that went too long or whatnot because I was so invested in his promo. I thought, to me, because of how good it was, maybe it was just that perfectly timed. Like I knew it was going to be a serious promo as soon as he started with Tony Schiavone, and you could see a legit tear come down his eye, and I'm like, oh man, like this is like he had to like choke back some more tears, and then he's like, now back to being a bad guy. And then he went into his promo. I thought it was really, really well done, man. He can still go with, man, that just got to think that was like an intense, long, unscripted promo. Like that was really, really well done. And I think it got his point across. And I think there were some things that were purposely done. We saw how much he put over Bryan Danielson. Like he put over Bryan Danielson.
But do you think that's a time limit thing? Because it felt like my mom when she's talking about my sister and I. My sister gets like a 15-minute thing, and she's like, "And Anthony's good."
No, not really. No, because we know that Moxley, doesn't end up working well with teams, and this might be a seed planted in the future.
He was in the greatest faction of all time.
I know that, Ant, but I'm
He
saying
works
in
great with
AEW, he
teams.
works well as a singles guy, and he's not a man known for tag teams in AEW. Look how long the Kingston one lasted. It lasted.
They're still friends, though.
Yeah, but they're not tag teams like this is supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is a little Easter egg that they can kind of go back to.
I don't know. I just want them to see everybody get their fucking head kicked in.
I think we're going to. We're going to see this for a while. This is just a seed planted for later down the line.
I mean, I would like that. Obviously, I want to see Danielson versus Moxley again. That match was great.
Yeah, it was.
But it was like they need. I just don't know if they're going to be a team that goes for the title, or are they going to be that just a really good team that they're too good for the title and they don't need.
They don't need a title.
That's
really.
what I mean. They could go.
Definitely don't.
They're that road of a tag team where they're just that good that they don't need titles and they'll just go and have banger matches with people and destroy all like the AW Dark and Elevation teams in their way.
Yeah, it's possible. But what did you think of everything, Jackie?
I thought the actual match that preceded everything was actually pretty good. I gotta give a little shout out to the workhorsemen. It's in particular Anthony Henry. This was the first time that I've seen him wrestle, but he was hanging in there in terms of like the striking capabilities and that element of it. So it was a squash match essentially, but didn't feel like a squash match. I think that the promo towards the end with Regal was just like, it brought a tear to my eye to see. Anytime like I see grown men getting emotional like that, it's just like, oh, freaking hit me right at the heart. But he had that very real moment with Tony Schiavone, and he said,
she tells me to get over it. She goes, get over it, Anthony. That's what she says to me.
Well, because you get like, worked up over some weird stuff. Sometimes.
You work yourself into a shoot.
Working or shooting. I still love you, Aunt. Anyway. Him telling Tony Schiavone that 29 years ago, you were one of the first people to really help me when I got to this country, and you were always very good to me. And this is the first time that I had the opportunity to say thank you on national television. And seeing him get choked up, and you could tell Tony was getting emotional too. I just thought that overall that was a very special moment. William Regal is going to bring a really great element to his time here in AEW, not only for what he's been able to do in ring in his career, but his coaching capabilities. He's very well respected in the locker room. So I think this is going to be a good thing all around. And Danielson and Moxley are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So this is going to be good.
And are you excited about everything that this could potentially mean for Moxley and Danielson in this company?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a perfect way to keep them in like important matches and have fun with them, but not have them featured at the top of the card, right? The top of the card is getting a little filled. Miro is going to be coming back very shortly. I honestly think Miro might be Hangman's next challenger. I think that's why we're not seeing him. That's just my idea. But I think
we were talking the other night that I think that Miro was hurt. That's why he was gone initially. But I honestly, truly think that the only reason we haven't seen him back yet is because they're waiting to bring Lana in, and she's filming a movie right now. So I think that they're waiting till she's ready, and then they'll bring them both back together.
I mean, I'm in, but like I do think like he's going to go. I think Miro is going to get that push. I think he's going to be at the top of the card. So how do you handle Moxley and Danielson not going for a title? You put them in a tag team and let them have some fun, right? And then maybe they go for a tag title down the road. Something happens, and then the split happens, and then they feud for a couple more months, and then it's like, okay, we just killed 7 or 8 months of not having Moxley or Danielson challenge for the heavyweight championship. Now they can do it. We've already played off this. We've already done the Punk. We've already done MJF. Like that gives you time, right? So I think that's the smart decision. Usually, I'm not a fan of two mega talents thrown together in a tag team. But honestly, like there is times that it works, and I hate referring to WWE because this is a WWE show. But for me, I hate it when they threw Cesaro and Sheamus together, and then the Bar became one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Yeah,
because they were so good together. So there is times when it works, and there's times when it doesn't. And I think this time it's going to work, and it's going to be really fun because it's like fire and ice, like mixing together. So it's going to be like crazy. It's going to be, you're either going to get tapped out or Moxley's going to stomp you out. And that's going to be the coolest thing to see them just run through everyone. I want to see more talent though. I like that they put in JD Drake and his partner, but I just think that I want to see them go, like, obviously I want to see them fight the Acclaimed. I want to see them fight, you can't say Lucha Bros because fucking Phoenix, who knows when he's getting back. But I want to see them fight like these tag teams, like House of Black.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
I want to see them go against the Bucks. I want to see them go against Red Dragon. Like, I want to see them go. Like, I want to see tag team. I want to see them against FTR. Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. I don't want to see them against the jobber teams. I get that you wanted to show them together, but I want to see them go full. Like, let's be real. If these two join each other, there's no reason that they shouldn't be fighting the top tier teams. I know that AEW's like, work your way up. It's like, no, it's Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson. They don't have to work anywhere, right? They're there. They're the top of the card in the tag team division already, and they had one match.
Mm-hmm. Listen, all I'm saying is if their stable name isn't the We Appreciate Great Wrestling and also Jon Moxley Stabs People Appreciation Society, then I don't want it.
What a mouthful.
It works.
The John Appreciation Society.
No, that's
exactly.
John Appreciation Society. Oh my God.
Now I want to talk about this next moment. So we have Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa, and surprise, surprise, Thunder Rosa wins. I know there's before we get to the match, wrestling fans, you are fucking morons. All right, let's talk about this. You are absolute fucking morons.
Anna,
I understand that there is a conflict going on between Russia and the Ukraine, and Layla Hirsch comes out wearing the Russian colors, but does that mean she supports it? I think it's fucking ridiculous that everyone bullied her online to the point where she had to make a public statement saying that she is against the war and she's on Ukraine's side. I think it's so fucking stupid. We have to learn how to separate this. Her character's not like this pro-Russian character, right? This isn't Lana in WWE where she's coming out speaking in a Russian accent, giving praise to Putin on a fucking Titantron, right? This just happens to be her ring gear.
Why do they
colors.
act like Putin made the Russian flag and the Russian colors? Like,
yeah, it's ridiculous at this point. But it's like, Layla Hirsch gave a great statement, a great public statement, which is very good of her. I feel like she didn't owe that to anybody, but good on her for doing that. But Jackie, what did you think of this match, and how fake surprised were you that Thunder Rosa won?
The match was good. I'm still a little salty about this whole Thunder Rosa Britt Baker booking situation. It's hard because going into St. Patrick's Day Slam, we're gonna have this cage match, and I'm really hoping that it's gonna step up to the next level compared to what happened at the pay-per-view. And nobody's gonna be happier than me if and when Thunder Rosa takes that title. But I just feel like this whole booking style took the win so far out of my sails. I think Kyle had said it best where he mentioned that it felt a little bit WWE booking-esque, where you have somebody who loses a championship title opportunity you would think they would go to the back of the line and have to, you know, work their way up again. But no, so somebody who just lost now has the opportunity to become the number one contender
3
again.
days later.
You know, it's like, and I keep saying this, where if this was the plan all along for Thunder to win in her hometown, then they should just not have done the match with the two of them at the pay-per-view.
All right, this is gonna sound like a bully Ray thing, but you could have got heat some other way.
That's
like,
real heat,
how
brother.
about you have Jamie Hayter and Rebel beat the shit out of Thunder at the pay-per-view backstage, and they're like, Thunder Rosa can't compete tonight.
Yeah,
Like,
and then we
throw
see
the
like
curveball.
Mercedes
And
and
then-
Britt, right?
And then you just do this ceremony where like Britt Baker brings out the new title, and she's like, "I'm the champion. No one's gonna beat me." Right? And
Yeah.
then you do it. Like, it's more entertainment, right?
There were
But
other ways to
there's other
pivot
ways.
that.
Because if you're gonna have this sports entertainment or this pro wrestling record sports feel where records matter, if you lose, it's back of the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
They
and
do
then
that
I
for
think
every
there
other
was-
title. Every other title, it's like you're off the rankings as soon as you lose your title match. You're not
Yeah, there
going
was
into number one.
One other thing I want to touch on
Like,
is
where's
that
Dante Martin now? Did he
the
fall?
Britt Baker
Well, you can't
segment
see
in
it
the
now.
back, guys. Please, thank you. The Britt Baker
Whoa.
segment when they're in the back,
Jesus Christ.
she like they call attention to Mercedes Martinez not going out there to help Thunder Rosa, and I'm thinking that this is going to be their opportunity to say like, oh, well, it's because we jumped Mercedes Martinez before, and that's why she didn't come out to help you. But instead, they're just like, oh, she wasn't there, and now she's gonna fight at Rampage. It's like, chick, where were you? Where were you when
Baby
she
faces
needed
don't have
you?
friends.
Oh my god,
know
it's
this.
just like the whole thing. I'll be very happy for Thunder Rosa to win the title, but I just feel like this whole thing it became a convoluted
I just want to
mess.
say I apologize, Jackie. I apologize. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Very
Kyle.
Only
Canadian of
Jackie
you.
over here.
I don't.
Yeah.
I was finishing my thought.
No, but it's all good points, right? I think that they've done a great job at booking, especially when it comes to when the title changes, right? Even, I mean, you could say that the Scorpio title came out of nowhere, but like he's been undefeated for a year now because it was 364 last night. So, you know, this Thunder Rosa thing, we all saw it coming. We predicted it months ago that Thunder should be the one to beat Britt. That's why she did win the TBS tournament. But it's just one of those things where it's like you could have done better of the storytelling getting us into this moment, because, you know, a lot of people were saying it in the chat, and Jackie has been saying it the last 2 weeks now. The momentum for this feud is none. There's no momentum. And I know they're trying to pick it up. Britt Baker is on social media posting pictures of the gif of her bleeding from last year. Like, oh, you think I'm scared of a cage match? And I'm sure the match is going to be great. It's going to be a ton of fun. The crowd is going to go ballistic when Thunder wins. But I think going into it, if I'm being honest, I'm not excited for the match.
That kind of makes
And
me
that
think that
sucks.
Thunder's going to lose again.
Nah, there's no way.
No,
There's no
my
way.
God, that would be so
There's
bad.
no way.
I know that they
Thunder
don't
loses
make
again.
the people in their hometowns lose, but
I'm over Britt Baker as champ. I like Britt Baker, but like it's
time.
boring
It's
now.
time for something new. Switch
She's
it up.
beat people. Her wrestling isn't the best. Sorry if you're a Britt Baker fan. Her wrestling's not the best. I love her as a character. Her wrestling's not the best. And it's how many baby faces has she beaten? She's beaten Thunder Rosa. Now she gets to face Thunder Rosa again because they're running out of people to feed to her. So
My only hope, and tell me if you guys agree, my only hope is I hope that once Britt's title run is over, that it's now the Britt Baker feud, right? Where if we see what, like, Moxley loses the belt or Jericho loses the belt, Kenny loses the belt, but it's like being in a feud with them is being in a big feud. You don't need to attach a feud to Britt Baker to have her feuds be important, and that's a way to keep her away from the title for a little bit. But I don't know. I just think, I don't know.
so
the
if
match
she is
is
losing
okay.
the title, then if she's losing the title,
Yes.
has her title reign been big enough for her to be in that kind of spot?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so. Yep.
So she's
100%.
defended the belt against who?
Ty and pretty much everybody. She hasn't had like this insane rivalry other than with Thunder Rosa, but I think that more outside of the company, the press, you know, her doing all the baseball stadium stuff, the first episode of Rampage, or one of the first episodes being in Pittsburgh, and that being, there's so much footage from her title reign that you could say is like, oh, this is like massive. I think she took the title to another level on a like outside of wrestling thing, where like Sheeta's title run was exceptional, right? It was over a year. She had so many incredible matches. She had great feuds with Nyla and stuff like that. So I don't know. I could see what you're saying, Kyle. but also I think Britt's is kind of I think it's outside of the ring.
They could try to do that, but are people going to feel like it's a big fight?
Yeah, I think Britt Baker
feel.
Yeah, people love Britt Baker. She's incredibly popular, sells a ton of merch. Everyone does the DMD. I think that's enough where and maybe this is the way we get your girl Jamie Hayter to get away from Britt and go against her one-on-one. And maybe the Britt feud, the Britt match will be to get Jamie over.
Okay. I'm just going to say I got a small gut feeling that Thunder's not going to win.
Kyle, I don't like this madness that you're putting out in the universe.
All
right.
I know, guys. You two are big fans of Thunder. I'm just saying.
Someone has to debut. If Thunder doesn't win, somebody has to debut because you've ran through the roster.
Yeah, Ant's right. Britt's beating everybody.
So like, here's the thing. I liked Britt's reign, right? It's been what, a year? It's been great, right? It's fun. Sheeta's reign was more enjoyable to watch in ring. Britt's reign is more enjoyable to watch promo wise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Rosa will be a mixture of the two.
Yeah. I think Thunder Rosa will be really cool because Britt beat Sheeta, and Sheeta is absolutely incredible in the ring, but the language barrier, it stopped her promos from being like must see. I mean, they did a great job kind of booking their way around it, right? Giving her just enough. But I think, like Ant said, Thunder Rosa is going to be the perfect mixture of both because Thunder Rosa can speak. Thunder Rosa has great promos, and she's incredible in the ring. And she runs her own wrestling school, so she could work with a lot of the younger talent and be a leader. I know that. So Fangy's saying that Thunder should have wanted the pay-per-view and then defended against someone like Deeb. Eventually, yes. Not yet.
But
I like that Serena Deeb is doing her thing.
But that's what I think is going to link, right? Because you just said Thunder runs her own wrestling school. One of her students is going to get beat down by Deeb. Deeb's not going to let go. Deeb's going to keep trying to kill her student, and Thunder's going to come out for the save, and then you get Deeb versus Thunder Rosa for the title.
Yeah, which is great, which is awesome. And the one thing that we need to realize is for everybody, especially all four of us who have said this for weeks and weeks and weeks, if you want multiple women segments on shows, you need to build these women as legitimate stars. I think Britt Baker is a legitimate star for this company. So it's very easily you could see 3 women matches on a Double or Nothing. Will we get it? Probably not. But you could see the Britt Baker match, the TBS title match, and the women's title match being 3 separate things. And I think that's just awesome. It gives us variety, and it gives us cool ways to kind of see where we're going with all this stuff. Okay. I mean, we can hope. We can only hope. So the next thing that I want to talk about is Hangman Adam Page versus Dante Martin for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, which shocked us all because, wait, what? Like, we were like, it was announced on Busted Open. We're like, hold on a second. What is going on? But, I mean, it was another excuse to have a great match, an incredible match. I think it's cool the way that they use commentary to build up the fact that Dante Martin is kind of like taking the world by storm, number 2 ranking. A little nitpick from me, if we're going to kind of shoot people up these rankings lists like a Dante Martin and randomly put them in a title match, we need to have more coverage of these rankings. I need to be like, holy shit, Dante Martin for the last few weeks is rising up the rankings. I think they don't show the graphic enough on TV, especially if they're going to give us these random matches out of nowhere and then use Excalibur to do it.
They mention it briefly on commentary, but they never ever show the ranking board. And I think they should be doing this, or at least if you're going to do these like little Dynamite pre-shows that you put out, why is it not all surrounded around the rankings? Because they make a point of releasing the rankings on the Twitter account every single week. Every week. Make a bigger deal out of it if you're going to go by the rankings.
So my one thing is, and so I know that there was, we joked that Jackie should apply, but I think AEW put something out a few weeks ago that they're looking to hire someone to run their social media, right? Social media manager, whatever. This is where I want to see it. After every Dynamite, or maybe at the end of the week, put up a post, hey, these are our rankings at the end of the week. So that, it's kind of like BTE. If you want the extra coverage, the extra storytelling, you got to follow them on social media to understand that. And they could say, Excalibur could be like, hey, if you guys are following our Twitter, you'd understand that Dante Martin has been climbing our rankings the last few weeks or whatever. So it gives you like kind of incentive to be on the social media. And before we get into the match, Fangy, stop hating on Paige Van Zandt, all right? Because I will take Fang Scyther out immediately. All right. I don't want to hear nothing. Paige Van Zandt will be good. Just give it time. But so Ann, I want to start with you. Hangman versus Dante Martin. How'd you like the match? And how did you like the stuff? Yet again, in the segment, we saw Adam Cole come out and tease what's next with him and Hangman. So how'd you like all this?
It was fun. Match was great. Dante Martin is amazing. I like the little nod at the end where we look alike, Kyle, but not that much.
Yeah.
Hangman gives him the nod, right? Gives him like that rub, like, hey, you're gonna be great. I can't wait to face you again. You're gonna move up. That's big for a guy like Dante Martin. I'm over these record things dictating who gets, like, you tried to have a real sports feel. It doesn't work because we just talked about in the Thunder Rosa thing. Now here we are, and it's like, oh, this guy's number 2. He's getting a title shot on 10 minutes notice. And it's like, why? You know what I mean? So I think that maybe the rankings don't matter as much as they should, and maybe they should just do away with them. But overall, great match. I love that Adam Cole and Hangman isn't over because that means we get another Cole Hangman match.
Mm-hmm.
But I loved even more the deeper story is that Adam Cole was trying to get the Bucks to join him. But the Bucks were like, we don't want anything to do if it has to do with Hangman. Even though he hinted at Jurassic Express joining him next week, I truly believe it will be the Bucks, or it'll be them and they'll be beating down them and the Bucks will come in for a save for another match. The Bucks and Hangman are going to have a reunion and the Bucks are going to turn face and it's going to be amazing. And I'm here for it. So I love that this match was pretty much to build on the story of Cole and Hangman while giving us a fun little match. And I also love that because the match didn't go the full 60, we now have a filler match we can fit in, which was really cool as well.
It was really cool. And you know, and we're not going to probably get into the match, but Pac and Wheeler Yuta was great. And, you know, shout out to Kerry. We say this every week. Give Wheeler Yuta a graphic already. For love of God, please.
I can't believe he still doesn't have one.
Yeah, it's him and Sky Blue not having a graphic at this point is just laughable. Like, just they're on the show every week anyway. Just fucking give it to them. But Kyle, what'd you think of this? And are you excited for your boy Adam Cole to get another shot at this title?
So I'm gonna talk because it was a great match between Dante and Hangman. It is what that was. But again, the whole story here is what's going on with Hangman, Cole, Red Dragon, and the Bucks. And that whole segment backstage, even like Ant was saying, he's like, you know, if this is about Hangman, saying we don't want anything to do with it, then Cole goes, well, I was gonna pick Red Dragon anyways. And I'm like, if it's going to be the Bucks next week, maybe they should have gone the direction of like Cole like builds up, like he was building up like it was gonna be the Bucks.
Yeah.
And then he should have just looked like he was gonna say Young Bucks and then turn over
and
to
then
Red Dragon.
Yes, that would have been awesome.
Red Dragon. I'm like, that would have been great. And then you just had the Young Bucks looking confused. Because like they go, oh, we don't want to be in it. And he's like, oh, well, I was gonna pick Red Dragon anyways. It felt little like off to me.
Well, it felt like you asked the girl to prom and she was about to say no, and you're like, no, I was asking your friend. Like it just because it was just
but you saw Adam Cole's face when he walked away. Like he was pissed. Like he was like offended that the Bucks were gonna say no before he even asked them. Like I feel like the whole storyline was mostly just Cole being like, fuck, like upset that the Bucks aren't on his side anymore.
I don't think it's gonna be Jurassic Express. I think it's gonna be the Bucks, and I think.
Do you think they're gonna give it to us that quick though? I think it's gonna be the Bucks too, but like, don't you think they want to build and get some out of the story?
There's one thing that we're gonna know. We're gonna tell. If it's the main event, it's gonna be the Bucks.
Yeah, it's true.
If it's not the main event, we're getting Jurassic Express, and then the cage match will be the main event.
Yeah, it's possible, right? It's definitely possible.
Because that's a big pop. If like Adam Cole and Red Dragon are sitting in the ring, maybe he grabs a mic as Hangman's coming out and yells like, "Don't matter who you got, we're gonna kick the living shit out of you." And he turns around, and the Bucks come out. That'd be a massive pop. If that was just like, and they come out of the face tunnel.
But what if Jeff Hardy comes out dancing?
Yeah. That's another big pop.
What if it's all for nothing and it's just Jeff Hardy?
It's the Hardys. It's the Hardys.
Yep.
Hardys and Hangman.
Oh my God.
So Kyle, I have a question for you. So in fairness, right? We like to be fair in the show.
Yeah.
Do you think that if people all right, how can I word this? So do you think that it's okay that Adam Cole is going to get another title shot after losing, even though Thunder Rosa is going through the same thing?
We don't know that for sure.
I mean, they're kind of teasing it heavy.
They teased it, but we don't know. I don't think we're gonna get Adam Cole and Hangman at Double or Nothing per se. I think if we do, it'll probably just be on a random Dynamite, and I'm okay with that. And it won't be right now. It'll be down the line, probably closer to Double or Nothing, like sometime in April, and maybe they come out with like the Easter special Dynamite. I don't know. But Double or Nothing, I think, is going to be Kenny's return. And I think we're going to get Kenny and the Bucks versus Cole and Red Dragon.
Ooh. If you say that too loud, poor Rob is going to book his flights in Vegas. Rob will be there. But Jackie, what do you think of all this?
So overall, I thought that the match was really great. I know we've been singing Dante Martin's praises since day one on the show. Like for being such a young guy, and they called out that he's the youngest person ever to challenge for the title at this point. For him being so young, he's so fluid, and he seemed like this was his moment. He belonged there. Like he was meant to be there. And I think it was a good match against Adam. I almost said Adam Cole. Woo! Against Hangman Adam Page. Because for a guy his size, he also moves very agile across the ring. So there was a great finishing sequence where they did the springboard, and then Hangman pushed Dante off the ropes, and then they went straight into the buckshot lariat. After that, everything was just like really hyped, and I love that they gave him the nod at the end, saying, you're gonna be back in this point very soon, and I'll be glad to face you again. So between that and then there's the intrigue now building with Hangman and the Dark Order, because the Dark Order seemed very eager to be Hangman's tag team partners going into the 6-man tag. And Hangman made it very clear he was going with somebody else. So there's
Hangman joined a football team and left fucking the chess club behind is what happened.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it felt like.
you're not wrong. And I feel bad because it's like, the poor Dark Order, they've been so supportive of Hangman this whole time. But, Hangman's like, I need to go with my gut, and I need to go with people that I think are going to help me pull the win, especially since, I don't know, the 900 of you were late trying to freaking help me when I was in the ring getting my ass beat. But yeah, overall, the match was solid, and the aftermath is building into something big, I feel.
So here's a question I have for all you guys. So talking to one of my friends at work, he brought up a great point, and when he initially brought it up to me, I was like, no way, I don't think it should ever happen. But kind of seeing how Dark Order is kind of at a loss right now, I think that I think they need something new, something different. Do you guys think it's time that so maybe Wyndham, but no, you joke. You joke. But do you think it's time that the Dark Order turn heel again? Like, do you think it's time that they start to get serious?
Dark Order goes dark in the name, very cultish, like it should, like it's.
Yeah, but do you think they do that with having House of Black on the roster?
If they do, I don't think they include everybody. If they do, there's some people that are going to break away. Not all of them can be dark characters. Colt cannot be a dark character.
I don't really care.
Or Silver.
Or Silver.
Or an interesting wrestler.
It's got to be 10 Evil Uno.
Colt can't be that either.
10 Evil Uno and Grayson can be the dark guys.
The most memorable thing about Colt Cabana is Punk waving to him at the pipe bomb. That's the only thing I remember about Colt Cabana. He doesn't even need to wrestle.
It's also tough, Phil, because -1 is tied to the Dark Order. So, like,
that's what I'm saying. So that's where it gets weird.
And it'd be like the NWO Wolfpack. And where it's like now it's like the Dark Order and the Light Order.
I was just gonna say that,
the dark
you
red
order.
the
dark and the light order.
Hold up, the dark red order with the Wolfpack colors.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, it's just something to think about, because in the segment with Hangman, I just kept thinking the whole time, like, I think I need a change for the Dark Order. I love them, and they're so exciting, and they've been such a huge part of this company, but I'm kind of bored with them right now, which is sad to say, because I love Dark Order.
Because look how much talent has come into this company since they made their big face turn, man. We have so much more to be excited about. Of course, they're gonna feel stale.
Yeah, but other than that, so I mean, there was Jurassic Express versus the Acclaimed. It was a fun match. I didn't really do much for me. It was cool, but the last thing that I want to talk about on the show this week is Wardlow's incredible promo in ring, and it's just one of those things. And I know, shout out to Carrie again, because we were texting about this
that
earlier.
Shirt's coming out soon.
Yeah, we should make a shirt that says shout out to Carrie.
Should say Carrie the Booker.
Yeah, right. I think that it is mind blowing to me. It makes no sense that this is the guy WWE passed on. Like, he looks like $1 million. He looks like he can main event any show in any company, look wise, and he cuts a promo like that. Like, we haven't heard him talk this whole time, right? So other than that, I think the promo segment when it was MJF with the whole Inner Circle stuff, but like, to have him in the ring by himself, cutting a promo saying this is Wardlow's world, I'm here for all of it. I mean, you guys know that. You know how I feel about Wardlow, but Jackie,
Well,
what did you think of this? Yeah, exactly. Jackie, what did you think of this star-making promo from Wardlow, and what do you think the future for him will be?
This was one of those moments where it was like jaw hits the floor, honestly, because he was the guy that really didn't say more than 5 words for the entire time that he was here in AEW. And, there's always the stigma with the big guys. It's like, oh, they're all brawn, but they really can't back it up on the mic. That's why they typically have the mouthpiece situation. But Wardlow really got into it. And he said some things like, and I love that they kind of like went into the reasoning behind why he aligned himself with MJF, because he openly acknowledges, yeah, I knew he was a piece of shit, but I grew up in a home with a single mom, and she had to provide for me and my 2 sisters, and I wanted to get my foot in the door and make something of myself. So it kind of turns him babyface in the sense that he's there making sacrifices, even though he knows that MJF is a piece of trash, like he quite literally said.
Wow.
It lends itself to, because you're thinking like, well, if you knew he was such a jerk, why were you hanging around him? So he took this contract and he says, yeah, I'm still under contract. I just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
And
My
it's
sacrifice.
give him the Creed, my sacrifice promo. But no, overall, it was a great first showing for him. Wardlow feels like he's going to be a freaking megastar at this point, and you'd love to see it.
And it's one of those things too with Wardlow. I think he is the end of the debate of like, all AEW, all their wrestlers, vanilla midgets, blah, 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 blah. Not Wardlow. Not fucking Wardlow.
Is that Jim
all right?
Cornette talking?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, not Wardlow. I think Wardlow is going to bring in a huge audience for AEW when his time comes. I do also think that him mentioning that thing in the promo, that he's still under contract to MJF. I think at Double or Nothing, we're going to see Wardlow and MJF, where if Wardlow wins, he gets out of the contract. And then we finally get the Wardlow was all elite graphic, like officially. I think that would be something cool. But Ant, are you excited about all the Wardlow stuff?
Oh yeah, what a great promo, right? Like, guy hasn't said a word in like 3 years, and it comes out and cuts a great babyface promo. And it's very hard to cut a babyface promo when you haven't talked in 3 years. But he was very relatable for a guy who's handsome and big and everything that we want to wake up and be, right? But he showed that you can get behind him, and it's not, it's not an underdog story, but it's a story of someone living their dream. So they don't have to do the underdog story, Wardlow. It's literally just, I'm going to live my dream. This guy, literally, I can't stand him, but he was paying me, so I had to do what I had to do. He apologized for it. He announced that he's leaving the Pinnacle. A lot of things to uncover and unpack in that promo, and he did it perfectly within a good time frame where it didn't get drawn out. He only stumbled once, right? I was waiting for it. I'm like, he hasn't cut a promo. Like, is this going to be bad? And he was going like 4 minutes. I'm like, this is excellent. This is unbelievable. So we've all been on the Wardlow train, right? We've all been on it. We all love Wardlow.
We've all been on it. We all want to be on him. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. There's a line, right? There's a line out the door. He is everything that, everyone said that AEW didn't have. Like you said, Phil, he's everything that AEW didn't have. Oh, were they all 5'7", 5'9", or 200 pounds? This guy's a monster, and he can go in the ring, and he's only going to get better. And I'm excited to see how he progresses as a character in the ring and out of the ring. And it's fun. And you're right, the MJF thing out of the contract, brilliant. That'd be a brilliant booking and really fun match.
Yeah, Kyle, what do you think?
I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you guys all freaking nail it in the head. I don't know if I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like you guys all said exactly what I was thinking. He's a mega star in the making, and he's going to be AEW's like top #1 guy eventually, man. He's on that right path, and like I mentioned it last week when he done on the review show, that it's all pointing towards him because of the contract thing. That's why they made a point of mentioning it, that he's contracted MJF, and that's why MJF said, you're not contracted as a wrestler here in AEW. So that was another seed planted for the future when these two finally come in about. It's going to have that stipulation where if Wardlow wins, he will become a contracted wrestler in AEW. So I don't think we see a title on him until that point. So it's going to be a really good feud with MJF, and Double or Nothing, that's going to be for sure. I think they're going to build it till Double or Nothing. That's not going to be a random Dynamite match. That's too big right now to be a random Dynamite match. So we're going to get more story progression starting from now until the end of May, and I cannot wait for this.
And I just want to say, Kyle, rest in peace to your boy Sean Spears, because at some point Sean Spears is going to have that Wardlow match, and he's going to rip him limb from limb.
Yeah.
He's going to rip that mohawk off his head, dude. It's going to be rough.
Can you stop just being that character already? God, like, please. Just go back to when you were with Tully.
Lamb?
Look, Tully's not with FTR anymore. Go back to Tully, please, man. Like, when you were doing the glove thing and you were just beating the crap out of people, like, please, can I get that Sean Spears back?
Speaking of FTR, I want to show this to Jackie in the chat. I just saw this on Twitter, and if this became a shirt, all of us would buy it.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a really fan design?
Hell yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what the picture that Ann is showing is a fan-made shirt that FTR posted. It's FTR with Bret Hart in the middle. For all the viewers, exclusive video viewers, here's the logo. I just put it up on screen. Oh, it was there for a sec. I lied. So it is for the audio listeners, it is FTR with Bret Hart in the middle. So that'd be really cool. And that'd make Jackie very happy. And Jackie would buy 3 of those. Jackie would buy so many of those shirts.
Buy so many of them and slice them all up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how I do.
But so now before we get out of here, a little preview for Rampage. We have Keith Lee versus QT Marshall, Jamie Hayter versus the surprise, I guess we found her, Mercedes Martinez, Swerve Strickland versus Tony Nese. And I love their little backstage promo where they were like talking about 205 Live without talking about 205 Live, which is cool. And then Darby Allin versus Mark Quinn. And Phil's going to get up and get a snack match because I don't care about Mark Quinn, but I love Darby Allin. So
damn.
It is going to be a great time. Another great Rampage. It seems to be in the books. I can't wait to see Swerve's in-ring debut. And I can't wait to see Keith Lee throw QT Marshall the way he threw Orange Cassidy. Which, little side note, it was cool to see Orange Cassidy on the show this week. He had his arm bandaged up. So I guess he had an arm injury the way he landed on the ramp. So hopefully it's not too bad. And he won't be out of action for too long because, unlike Ant, we want to see him back.
I don't want the guy hurt.
Not the thing hurt, but we want to see him in feuds and stuff.
He's
I'm gonna have Danhausen curse you the next time we're at a thing.
That's fine.
And then you can curse him
Danhausen kind of does the Jeff Hardy. He just does this, and then he can go into the Jeff Hardy.
He does it. He does this. Jeff Hardy has pistols. He has like a shotgun.
It's very true. But so thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. If you want to follow us on social media, it is at Elite POV on Twitter and Instagram, at Elite POV Clips on TikTok. We're going to start getting all that social media going now that we are past the pay-per-view. We're going to start building up. Patreon.com/Elite POV. Like I said, the 10-second count first episode, absolutely hilarious. It is up for all Patreons at all levels.
And
so make sure you sign up just to see that. It is free for everybody. So make sure you go in there to see that episode. Very funny. And Kyle are absolutely hilarious on that show. So youtube.com/Elite POV. For all other stuff, we have Jamie's vlog coming soon. So stay tuned for that. ElitePOVmerch.com. You get the great shirt that Jackie was wearing on last week's episode. If you want to see, go on YouTube and check that out. The baby faces have no friends, because as we see week in week, it is such a true statement with AEW, with more shirts to come. If you want to follow me personally, it's at William Elite, and let everybody know what you got. Actually, no, I'm going to end with you because we're going to go to you afterwards. So Kyle, first, let them know where they can follow you.
You can follow me at All Elite Kyle on the Twitter. Guys, we're doing some more Elite Alliance Wrestling Federation stuff this weekend. My game
right after the show.
Right after the show, I'm gonna be jumping into the chat with Ant and talking to him while he does that. I get the game at midnight tonight. So excited for what we have planned for this weekend. I just released all the logos. Some more logos are being designed for Ambition, guys. We're gonna get things kicked off soon, but we got a lot of work to do this weekend. So join us for our hardcore grind of this game, and hopefully it doesn't freeze too much on us, because I've seen it already freeze a shit ton of people. So.
Yeah, just make sure everybody who's out there, take care of your E-Fedders this weekend, right? Anybody who runs the E-Fed, send them a hello, send them a hug,
an energy drink.
Yeah, because it is going to be a long haul for everybody with all the stuff that WWE 2K22 does well and all the stuff that it cucks you. All right, because that game cucks you a hell of a lot. But Jackie, let them know where they can follow you.
You can follow me on Twitter at LoveYouMake24, and you can follow me on Instagram at JacksTheDraw POV.
Now, Ant, let everybody know what you got going on.
What the fuck?
Tonight I'm creating more superstars for the AWF. I'll be on literally I'm trying to stay on till like 12:31 tonight, 4 or 5 hours, just to get a lot of stuff done because I want to get the people done so then I can get the arenas done and then I can work on more belts and then we can do the intros and then we could start the fucking show, right? Then we can start streaming every Sunday night will be Ambition. Breakout will be every Monday night. Kyle and I are putting in a lot of work, and what helps me is if you guys hang out and chat with me because, you know, it gets long and tedious and it's a long, tedious process. And I know it's not probably the most fun thing, but it'll be fun. We can have conversations. You can ask me whatever you want when I'm making stuff and we can do that. So twitch.tv // Alliance Wrestling Fed. And don't follow me on Twitter because I have nothing important to say.
So everyone in chat, she didn't hear anything. So I had to go over to Twitter or I had to go over to Twitch to get the raid started. And someone, you know how like the automatic videos playing right in the top when you go to twitch.tv, it turned on and all you hear is what the fuck. So that's gonna be in the podcast this week.
Listen, you love good timing. That the way stuff works out for us is great. Well, so stick around after this because after this we're going right into the AWF. We're gonna raid Ant. So stick around. We're all gonna be in there chatting, having a good time. Use it as our after show, if you will. Thank you guys, if you will. Thank you guys for watching and listening to another great episode of Elite POV. And remember just how we started. You don't need to save your brother to have a dance break. We'll see you guys next week.